all y'all beautiful people. How are y'all doing today? This light's gonna aggravate me. Hey Austin, hey Carl. Hey Amy. Hey Angel. And okay. I think I got this thing's gonna fall.
Yeah,
Okay.
take the link out.
Hey AR. Got a what?
Take the link out.
Oh, is it still there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's see
Hey,
what.
Austin. Hey, R. Hey, Wera. Hey, Grateful.
Hey
Carlotta.
Lara. Hey Grateful. Okay, so I want to give y'all an update. Thanks, Peggy, for telling me about it. Um,
Time.
Riley Strain had no water in his lungs.
Give him a minute to think about it. Give him a minute. Okay.
Diamond slays. Hey, Diamond.
AR
Please make
got.
sure you're over the age of 18 before you come in here, honey. He had no water in his lungs. The parents are asking for another autopsy. Is it possible that can happen? From what I heard, it can.
But it's so rare. Could it have?
Darn it, they're coming early today, AR says.
Yeah, she got her pow. She got right in there.
So I wanted to, of course, let y'all know that.
Yeah,
And
Angel. That's what the what do they call them? The autopsy. I can't think of the gentleman that would perform the autopsy. Of course, he said his team was doing it. He didn't actually perform. We got another one. He didn't perform the actual autopsy, but he said his team would take care of him. He gave it a name. It's like laryngera something. It was a long, but basically it's the throat closes and you can't breathe,
mhm.
and then that would lead to the dry drowning. But where I saw all this come down was on the Pascal show. And everybody, including Mr. Pascal himself, kind of went,
Thank you, Carl.
hmm. So I'm kind of going, what? So here we are now.
So I guess what we'll do is we'll just have to wait for the second autopsy and see what it comes out with. I believe that, like how Peggy explained it and Carl explained it, it's possible that that's what happened.
But here's another run this
Mhm.
through your brain cells and think about it. How often have you ever heard of somebody being found and 3 days later their autopsy or their preliminary autopsy is done and you're just waiting on that? This thing went through too fast, too quick, too
It did go fast.
I think they're pushing the narrative, no foul play, no foul play, nothing to look here, because the tourists are going to be coming for spring break and they don't want to lose no money. So they don't want nobody talking about Riley. They want go along, go along, go along. Nothing to see here. Go on. Sorry, the young man fell in and it's over. Sorry, it happened. Because they're now the family is saying that the police officers didn't really treat them very nicely.
Yeah,
That they
that's
felt like they were pulled through, pushed out, and shoved home. So we'll wait and see what the second one shows.
it's sad. Regardless, it's
Yep.
sad, you know. He was so young. I got a hair in my face. Okay, so today we are going to be watching a video, and it's Sweet Pilo's video, and it has Reverend, Psychic Reverend, how do I say, Psychic Reverend Donna Serafina on it. I know not everybody believes in psychic, and that's okay if you don't. I'm not asking you, to change your mind, or if you don't want to stay through it, you don't have to stay through it. But I do ask that everybody
Hey, Blondie.
respect the channel, the creator that I'm playing, and her panel guest. If y'all don't know who Donna Serafina is, I suggest you check
I've
her
heard of her.
out. She actually, whenever the Lori Vallow case, she was doing readings on that on Tylee and I can't think of the other name. The two
Which,
kids, Lori Vallow's kids,
oh, Jacob, and
JJ, right?
yeah, I think something
JJ
like
and
that.
Tylee. I
Yeah.
apologize about that. Lord,
No, you're all
brain
right.
fart.
I had to stop
Um,
and think.
Donna was actually doing readings on them, and she had everything out. Had her readings were like way before they found them, and everything she said, she could tell you how many times they were wrapped in duct tape. She seen everything, and it was out there before law enforcement found them. And also things that she said as well came out in trial. Like it came out in trial, the things that she had already said. Um, so she's one that very, if y'all are ever interested or anything, like I would, I would totally suggest her. So,
Before you start that,
Blondie,
I can't think of the guy's name. What is it?
thank you.
Ensign? Ensign something? I think he did this report on the Idaho 4. Is
Mhm.
that the gentleman? He did a report about Riley and brought up the autopsy and the parents getting the second. So wherever he is, if you can find him, I guess watch his live or whatever.
Okay.
And Amy just said, "Where is it Cyril WECHT Weck? Ask him to reevaluate this." I don't know who
Hold on.
Cyril Wetch. I don't know
I'm
who.
not sure who that is, but I'll look him up. Reevaluate. What do you want him to reevaluate?
Yeah, before you chill, Amy. Wait, Amy.
Before you go chilling, who do you, what do you
Who
want
is
him to
yeah?
reevaluate?
Who is Sarah, and what should he reevaluate for us, honey?
What needs reevaluating? My brain.
No. Oh my gosh.
She.
You gotta stop saying stuff like that, or I'm gonna tell Danny.
Oh no.
I'll
Sugar
tell you.
punch.
I'll tell Danny.
Let's see.
As a matter of fact, sending her a message. I don't see her. She may not have gotten your. He's a fellow Pittsburgher, also a famous forensic pathologist. Well, I don't know if he'll let me. I don't know how to send him anything. Golly,
Okay.
Amy, you know some very important people.
I'm going to I'm still here. I just can't see for a second because I'm trying to get to
Oh, that
the,
means we can do whatever we want. Like, oh no,
I'm watching
you still see
you.
me. Oh shit. Hi, cool gamer. How are you, cool gamer?
Hey, cool gamer, welcome in. And if y'all don't care, if you don't mind, you can hit the like button if you want to. Let's see.
Oh, Blondie, I'm sorry you're tired. Oh, Errol, feel better. I'm sorry to hear that. You got a boo boo.
What happened?
She had minor surgery on her arm. She doesn't feel like typing,
Oh
but she's
no.
here with us. So I said, "Oh no."
Arrow, I hope you get to feeling better.
I
And I
kiss
hope
your
it
boo
comes
boo.
back stronger than ever.
There, I kissed her boo boo. It'll be all better now.
Okay, let's see here.
the Nana Banana kiss will do it every time.
Nana banana. Nana banana.
Banana. I got to get that on a T-shirt.
Share. And
Huh?
like I said, everybody, please respect the creator of the stream and her guest on her panel. Is my volume up?
Nope.
Am I even? Where are y'all at? Oh,
Amy's
there
gonna
you
go
are.
find the pathologist. She says, "I'll go find him. He won't be expecting me though." Amy, I love you.
Oh, there's the volume button.
Because I didn't know that.
Okay. Why is this stinking mute button?
I don't know. I didn't talk to her lawyer. I'm not there.
I don't
But
know. Oh, I'm behind my thing. I can make
somewhere,
faces, and
well,
you won't know.
put it on some.
Can y'all hear? It seems
I think it
low.
was yesterday, and I think it was court TV, but I'm not 100% sure.
How do I-
But that's I just know she disgusts me, and she does not have my sympathy at all.
Oh no.
At all. I feel angry towards her that she did not protect her daughter, and she let this go on for that long.
I know. This would have started when Lynn was like
Mm,
8 or 9, and I think about.
It
my own
seems
daughter.
so low.
My daughter is 9.
It does a little bit.
And she's such a precious baby to me. She's still to him.
Oh yeah, no. This is
Is there a-
there's no excuse. This man doesn't even. This man. What's the guy's name? This.
Stefan. Yeah.
And
how could he day in day out
Okay, that's out
do
now.
this to a
That
child?
better?
I don't understand the thinking. And I know you worked in juvenile.
like, what the
juvenile
heck?
parole, and you met all these weirdos.
Who are they talking about?
I was a social worker at juvenile parole. So
Yeah.
parole is when people have been at the state institution. It's the most serious crimes. Teenagers who've committed murder, and most of them, what this guy did. Tell me his name one more time.
Stefan Stearns.
Yeah.
Stefan Stearns.
So there, I'll tell you about this one. I heard that this one who had passed. Oh, by the way, as far as lie detector tests go,
Yes.
it doesn't matter if you pass. All they measure is stress. They measure if you're breathing faster, and the benefit. Because we used to have someone coming in to our office, and so I've talked with the guy. I've seen them go in and out. The benefit of a lie detector test is a lot of people, once they're all strapped up, they break down and start talking. That's the benefit. If someone's a sociopath, they can pass a lie detector test. So there was this really good-looking guy, right? I mean, 6 feet tall. He looked like he could be on GQ magazine. He was straight A student. He had a steady girlfriend. He was on the cheer team. He had lots of friends at school. He was doing very well. And he had already been in the state institution for R of a child, right? And
oh gosh, really?
Yeah. And so he had been out for 3 or 4 years. And he had now turned about 20, but he was still being monitored. So I asked if I could go interview him at the county jail, because I wanted to learn, like, why did he do this when he had everything going for him? Why did he do this? And also how he passed the lie detector test. And
y'all, I really want y'all to listen to just listen, let it sink in. I mean, you don't have to. I got really into it. So I just want y'all to make sure, please just listen to words that she says and stuff. She won't say certain things, but just listen to some of the words she says. And like I said, y'all don't have to believe, but just respect, her and her opinions and stuff.
And he did let me interview him. We talked for like an hour or two. What he told me on the lie detector test was that every time they asked him, and obviously he has sociopathic tendencies, but really attractive and sociable, you wouldn't look at him and go, ooh, what a weirdo, right? So how he passed the lie detector test, he said that every time they asked him a question, he would just ask his own question. So if they said, did you do this to a little kid? He would say, did I stop at Taco Bell yesterday? No. And then he would answer his own question. So so there would be no rhythmic. Easy. Not a problem. He had passed multiple lie detector tests over the years that he was being monitored. And then I said, well, why did you do it? Like, you got all this going for you. You could have all kinds of girlfriends, and you got a pretty girlfriend, you got straight A. Like, why? And what he told me was
I know
that anytime he felt beaten down by the world, anytime, like if he had a bad test score, or if he got lost a job, whatever it was, he said going and harming this 4-year-old boy, it started.
I understand what you're saying, AR, because certain things, maybe it like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just almost like gives you like, and it's because something, it could be like a triggering situation. Maybe, I guess is how you explain it. I'm not sure, but like some things might make you react. But we love you.
As soon as he got out, he never was rehabilitated. They don't get rehabilitated. This is a desire they have in their brain. And once you know someone does that, they will always do it because they have that desire. But
it's wild.
He said that he felt a feeling of power. So he had started, when he got out, there was a 4-year-old boy, and he started harming him that way until he got caught when the boy was 8. So this went on for 4 years before the boy told anybody. And he said that what would happen is if he felt stressed and he felt not successful and he felt not good enough, or he had some problems that were overwhelming him, if he would go harm this child, this innocent child, it would give him such a feeling of power. Like, not what he would get with his girlfriend, but over this child. Actually, the act of harming him, the act of making him cry, the act of seeing this helpless kid begging for mercy, that would give him a rush. That would give him power. And it made all his bad feelings go away. And then it restored his feeling of, I'm powerful, I'm strong, I'm this, I'm that. And that's one reason. That's one reason they do it. The other reason is they could just be flat out, like in this case with Madeline Soto. He's attracted to that type. He gets a job where he has access to that type. He finds a woman he's going to be looking for a woman who doesn't have high self-esteem, who's dependent and clingy, who doesn't have a stepfather or anyone, like the stepfather's in another state. So here she is with the kid, and he's going to step in and be her knight in shining armor, and she's going to give him her kid and pretend she isn't seeing what the heck's going on, that this guy has more interest in the kid than her. She's going to encourage the kid. Oh, you like him, don't you? And it's like, you know what? People, listen to your kids, and if something happens, stop making excuses, because stuff happens and
Hey, Lillis, we're watching Sweetie Paolo and Donna Serafina, which, like I said, I know not everyone believes in psychics, but she's actually one that I myself truly believe in. And she's a sweetheart. And we're watching her on Sweetie Paolo's channel, and right now they're discussing like the Maddie Soto situation got brought up, and she's explaining basically like right now how a predator, like how he works. And there's a lot of people that work that way. They look for somebody with low self-esteem and all that, like whenever it comes to a predator. So, but she speaks on the Sebastian case as well during this. And I figured it would be a good live for us to watch, just because I love her to death, and I think she's amazing. There is things she don't say, because she's not putting that out here right now. But yeah, we're watching her. She's on Sweetie Paolo's channel, panel. up there. So, but they will be speaking on the Sebastian case, and there might be some things that we haven't heard yet. So I figured it's good, and we can also, like, hell, if Peggy, don't be afraid to be like, hey, I got something to say, you know, if anything like catches you or anything. And y'all, if you have any thoughts or opinions or anything, don't be afraid to say it. I just ask everybody to be respectful of them. And I also appreciate her letting me share her streams. Not a lot of people let you do that, but she has given me permission that I can share them. So I greatly appreciate that and stuff. So, and she's a sweetheart too. So I'm going to go ahead and push play. And if you got anything to say, Peggy-licious? No, ma'am. Okie dokie, smoke.
But are we to believe that in 4 or 5 years, this Madeline never was close enough with her mother to talk to her mom about what was going on? I don't believe that.
See, I could see her mom just shitting her, just, hey, it's okay. He's good to us. He helps pay the bills. Like,
exactly.
You just have to accept him like somebody
exactly.
else.
Yeah. And she doesn't want to be alone, right? She doesn't, she already got abandoned by the bio dad, and she doesn't want to be alone. So she's going to look the other way while this guy gives her child more attention than he gives her and wants to be alone with her child. And it's like, there's red flags everywhere. And sometimes stuff does happen. Like this 4-year-old boy, he didn't say anything till he was 8. And sometimes they'll trick the children and tell them, I'll kill your mom.
Yes.
If you tell, your mom's actually not going to like you. She likes me. She likes me, so she's going to get rid of you. But it's like, it's pretty hard to believe that, because my daughter, Nicole, when she was 3, she peed her pants, and I was cleaning her, and she told me, essentially, long story short, her mother, my mother's boyfriend, had started touching her, and I had let my mom babysit a couple times. I called the police on him. I would have wanted to hit him with a baseball bat. I was so angry, and I told the police that, and they said, "Well, that's understandable." And they went as far as filing charges. They arrested him. They were gonna, but what these pedophiles know is they don't put kids under 5 on the stand, at least at that time. That's what the DA told me. So they had tried to get him to confess, and he wouldn't. So they didn't put him. They dropped the charges because Nicole was only 3 years old. And even though I brought her like to the CPS therapist or whatever that has all these puppets, and so I brought her there a bunch of times. Like, I'm the one who called the police, and he was never allowed at my house again. It's like, I would kill to protect my child.
And that was your mom's boyfriend for a period of time. Did you say
my mom's boyfriend did that? So these pedophiles can be anywhere.
That's true.
And like people really need to know is, when I worked at the parole office, one thing that I thought was very striking was the fact that the pedophiles I monitored, and it was a revolving caseload of 25 people, right? That went up to, like, I think age 21 or something. And
wow.
And they were in every socioeconomic group. And we see the obvious ones, that are paraded around and they look really weird. It's like, oh, you could tell.
Looking, or whatever.
But most of them don't look like that. Most of them look like everybody you see.
Yep.
Everybody.
That's so scary.
And they were at the low-income schools, they were at the middle-class schools, and they were at the higher class neighborhood schools. So they were all across the board. And
every social strata.
Yeah. And you know why I just finally asked to be laid off from there? I literally felt like I'd rather clean toilets in a hotel than talk to one more SO. I really felt that way. And what really made me feel this way is a mother that was doing this to all 5 of her kids.
What?
And we were monitoring one of them, and one of the siblings committed and then self-harm and died. And then the father moved out, and we were like, oh good, the father moved out. And the mother, she looked like Mrs. Beaver Cleaver. She looked like a middle class, upper middle class housewife with the perfectly coiffed hair, and she never hovered. You would think that someone like that would hover, and I felt really bad because usually I was like, my intuition is super good. And even the parole officer, so I'd work in conjunction with a parole officer, and I was a social worker, so I had overlapping caseloads. Neither of us was suspicious of the mother.
With his mouth wide. Yeah.
She stayed her distance, but then the young man was
thank you so much,
called
Carl.
up on this
I love
lottery
you.
system for a lie detector test. The mom brought him. She was told to wait out in the parking lot. The mom was, while they brought him back there. And once he was strapped up to that machine, he told the whole story.
Oh, my
and the
God.
mom was doing things to all of them and overseeing them doing things to each other, to 5 kids. The mom. And that's why you can't look at Madeline Soto's mom and think, oh no, she's a mom and mom loves her children. Well, I love my children. You love your children. Most of us love our children, but not all of us. Not Lori Vallow, not Letitia Stausch. And
so true. Yeah.
I just have a hard time at all with any sympathy for Madeline's mom. I feel outraged at her. Really, I do.
I do too.
I don't know, about 6 months ago or so, we were staying with some relatives. And these are relatives we see usually about once a year, sometimes every couple of years. And the mom of, how do I say this without giving people away? Let me think. We'll just say a distant family member has a ton of different boyfriends. Every time we're there, she's got a new boyfriend. Every time, Donna, every time, new boyfriend. Over the years, we've probably seriously seen like 20. And that's over the last 20 years. Every time it's somebody different. Anyway, she, I guess, was approached by her boyfriend, this lady, okay, to have a threesome with her daughter and this guy. And she did shut him down. She didn't shut him down. And the daughter was actually approached by the guy. Oh, we should, do this. She tells her mom, and she goes, yeah, I know. He's just kidding. He's just kidding. No, the dude was not kidding. So I was talking to the daughter of the woman who, again, I don't want to give this away. We'll just say I was talking to the daughter, and the daughter told me that mom didn't even protect her at all. She dismissed it, didn't think it was anything of significance, didn't care. And he was trying to get what she was 15 years old and
continued seeing the guy. She continued seeing the guy. Women need to take responsibility. I mean, there's red flags. There's no excuse. So is she still living with her mom? Your relative?
No, luckily she's grown up now, but she was telling me these horror stories from her childhood. And I was like, Steve and I always wondered what was going on because we would see your mom with a different boyfriend every time.
Yeah.
And we only wondered, but we knew there was something not right. But tons of different boyfriends, and God only knows how many tried to touch the daughter.
And that the mom looked the other way because the mom wants to have these boyfriends. Yeah, these moms make justifications to kind of look the other way, and there needs to be less of an excuse for that, I think. Yeah, and you know what? Quite often it is relatives that do stuff like that, or I just think there's a lot of mothers who pretend they don't know what's going on when they kind of have an idea.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they do. Because it's an inconvenient truth. Who really wants to face that's what's going on?
Yeah. Then they need a babysitter because they need to work, and this guy picks up their kid and takes the kid out for ice cream, and it's all convenient. And then the guy gives them a little attention and then really wants to be alone with their kids. It's real common.
Yeah.
I think SA is much more common than we realize.
Oh, it is, Donna. I read stories, I feel like all the time in comments, especially as it relates to the Madeline Soto case. This affected a lot of people because it hit home to them because they had gone through their own previous trauma.
Yeah.
And it's like, that could have been me, right? You know, it really.
Yeah.
So
Hold on.
I get set up for therapy and I use the office.
If anybody feels like I do, Nana Banana has to say something. If you know a young lady who doesn't have a husband, she's got a kid or two, be her friend. Be her friend. Be her lookout. Because these poor kids do not stand a chance. Nikki and I did a thing where the statistics on a child being messed with is so much higher when there's no father present or there's a divorcee and she's got kids. So please, if you know somebody young, middle-aged, whatever,
Yep.
and they have kids, befriend her, be her friend, help her be a lookout, because these snakes are everywhere. And it's not just men. She said it. It's women, too. She can get a girlfriend that is her best friend, and, oh, I'll watch your kids for you, or an auntie that comes in. And kids are so vulnerable today. I taught my little Muffa Mutton. You've seen her come and hug me. We call her Pitbull now. I taught her at an early age that this thing right here, she better use it. She better use it. She better use it correctly. She knew everything to say if somebody ever bothered her. And only once did my brother have to hold me back because it was somebody. The woman he married, it was someone in her family. And he witnessed it. He says, I got to go get him. I said, you better get him because if I get him, I'm going to be away for a very long time. And it took everything for him to restrain himself not to. But we got him dealt with. He was a kid. He wasn't an adult. He was a kid, but she was younger than him. And oh boy, we fixed it quick. So I'm just saying, if you know someone, I don't care how old she is or how young she is, befriend her. Be her friend. Talk to her children, get to know her kids, because they all need, and it's so easy to say, like she said, oh, he's so kind and he's so nice, and oh, he'll pick them up from school, and oh, they'll take him out to ice cream. Yeah, the little weasel's getting his ass in there. And these women won't even pick up on it because they're so hungry for affection. They want somebody to help them with the bills and help them with their life. And best advice my mother ever gave me, you only need a man for one thing, changing the oil in the car. And you know what? We got Jiffy Lube now. We don't need no man changing oil in my damn car. So there's that now. So I just had to get that out to beg everybody, please, if you know somebody, be their friend. Keep an eye on the kid.
Yeah.
Help them keep an eye on the kids, whether it's, it could be even your family members. Like my granddaughter, boy, you can bet your butt I'm going to be yapping with her when she has that baby to make sure that young man's treating her right. Because she may not say something to her mom and daddy, but I'll guarantee she'll tell grandma something. And then grandma will send the cavalry in. So just let them know you're there. Let them know that somebody loves them, that they are special to somebody, that they don't need idiots off the street coming in. But proceed. I want to get to the. I wish they'd hurry up and get to the clairvoyant and get off this other stuff.
But the desk is over here. And so when I'm
Oh, yeah. And she's 13 years old. So she spent the last 4 years of her childhood being abused by this guy. And then he kills her. And you got to figure, he kills her the day after her 13th birthday. She probably said, I'm 13 now. I don't have to put up with this. Leave me alone. Don't do this to me. And he felt like he owned her. And then he did that. And it's just, it's outrageous because that human life, she was tortured for years and then killed by this guy.
Horrible existence.
And what? We're supposed to believe the mom. Oh, the mom never heard her crying out while she was being harmed by him on a regular basis.
And it was like the worst level of harm, Donna. We're talking parts of her that should have never been, it was the extreme.
She would have been screaming. It's like, her, I'd like to, I can't even say on here what I'd like to do to the mom.
Back to that dude. I do.
Oh, him? Oh, yeah, him. He deserves the death penalty for sure. For sure. And he'll probably get it one way or the other. It sounds like they have enough evidence on him anyways, and it's to do with, was the mom, like, were they selling these videos? And then the mom's like, oh, yay, we get all this money. Or, oh, yeah, I'm so desperate for a boyfriend that I'm going to let you destroy my daughter.
Yeah,
you know,
that desperate, man.
Oh, I would have smashed his head in. I would have smashed his head in with a bat. Like, I'm literally.
I know. That's how I feel. I was telling my husband, I'm like, this, I don't think I could have stopped. I wouldn't have had any sort of restraint with this dude if I saw him and knew that he had done that to my daughter. No, he's gone.
Oh no. I would have killed him myself. If that was my daughter and she was 13 and he killed her, he would have been dead before they got arrested. And I wouldn't care because
I know,
like I'd feel with my daughter, she's dead and I have to create a reason for even being alive every day.
I know, Donna.
I have to find meaning instead of having meaning. And I wouldn't have even had that guy walking around my house at that point.
Absolutely. I know. It's just it's the worst, the absolute worst.
I mean,
and she seemed like in the mom of Madeline, when she was talking, she seemed like it was real controlled too, like the stepfather and Sebastian.
100%.
Yeah, like I'm telling in the confines of this controlled story, and I'm remembering what I'm supposed to say. You know?
Right, and like
that's the same feeling from him.
Yeah, it's almost like
Sebastian's stepdad.
It's like he has his hands around her neck, saying, "This is what you're gonna say," you know.
Yeah.
You say what I'm telling you to say, like this, you know, something.
Or he's probably saying, "Well, we'll be together, and if you don't say that, then they're gonna take me away, and you're gonna be all alone again."
Right.
You know, she's like,
he had no interest in her.
No, it was her daughter he was after, and any woman with single children. But see, my mother was a psychiatric social worker in a state prison.
Wow.
Yeah, starting when I was a teenager. So she would tell me stories all the time of like what these people did. And she was always warning me about, well, one, she said there's tons of men in there. She said it's almost always the boyfriend or the stepdad, because not the bio dad. So the woman's a single mom. Commonly, the mom will be glad she finally got a babysitter so she can go off to work. But the boyfriend will shake the baby, and they have these really weak necks when they're babies. So it's like they're not even trying to do it, but they don't know how to take care of it. They're not attached to it, and they shake it thinking they're going to make it control the baby and make it stop. Well, that doesn't work. It breaks their neck. So she would say there's a ton of men in there, and also these essays too, ton of them. You got to be careful. There's no reason to, as if you're on a dating app that you have, well, you want to say, oh, I have children, because you want someone who will put up with that, but really it's none of their business. It'd be better to weed them out yourself and waste the extra time than advertise that you've got 3 potential victims for an essay to harm, because they're looking for single mothers.
Oh yeah, that's what my mom told me too. She said when we were kids, it felt like guys would almost seek her out because she had children. She got red flags from a number of guys, and hey, she was done. She was very protective in the way she needed to be over us, which I'm so thankful for, because that's how I am with my kids. Like, you know, you're going to give what you got, I feel like, in the past. And my mom was there for us.
Yeah, you got to watch it. One guy I went out with one time, Nicole had these 2 twin Cabbage Patch type dolls, and one had a braid coming out the top. And I went out on this date with this guy. He was decent looking, and we had a good time. I brought him home. Not to sleep over, but I just wanted to show him my daughter who was sleeping, who was only 9 months old, right?
Yeah.
So when he brought me home, I said, "Do you want to just come look at her real quick?" And he goes in, and I think she was asleep the whole time, but he picks up her doll without asking. And then he puts his hand like he's going to pull the braid out. And he goes, "Hey, I got an idea. Wake her up and I'll be like this and I'll pull the braid out."
What a weirdo.
Yeah. He said that.
Oh,
and I'm like, he was normal all through dinner. And I was like, "Here, come here. And I opened the back door. I said, "Get out now. Don't ever call me again. Don't ever call me again. Get out of here." You know? Whoa. I was just like infuriated. Like, what kind of freaking weirdo?
That is
how many women would have went, oh yeah, you know, you have to protect your children. You have to protect them on the side of being overprotective, because that's what there's so many. I think this SA type personality is more common than we realize.
Yeah,
and they're
Ariel, I
looking
think
for
she
single
learned after
moms, and
that.
single moms need to be way more careful about who they let around their children.
Protect your kids, guys. I know I have a lot of women listeners. Protect them now more than ever, because we've got these predators coming from all directions. Now you got them through the internet. You have to worry about who your kids are chatting with on like Minecraft and stuff. It's it's worse than it's ever been, I think.
I think too. I think the internet has made it so that they've now formed networks.
Yes.
You know, where they might have had their small group before or something. Now they find these big networks. They share, they trade, they sell this stuff. And that encourages them to go find more victims, you know, and they reinforce each other. And progressively, they want more intense, more horrible.
She was probably younger and excited, you know, hey, I have a baby. I'm going to show her off. She's asleep. Not thinking, you know, about that kind of stuff maybe back then. But I think she learned, you know, after that. But that's just my guess. Did he know that? Anamatha wouldn't. Yeah, exactly, Amy. But that's my guess of what happened. She probably, you know, excited. She has a little baby and didn't think, because not everybody thinks right off the bat, you know, that, I mean, a lot of us do, but not everyone, especially probably back then, maybe. It's really weird.
I don't. It wasn't that far back. No, way back then. She's not that much older than
I mean,
me.
I can't say why, but that's just my guess of what happened.
Well,
excited. You know,
I think it's odd, but she doesn't say if they only went out on the one date. Did they have a date before that? And I could see if they came back to the house and she had maybe mentioned her daughter to him, and he said, "Well, where is she?" She said, "Well, come here, I'll show you. She's sleeping." But for him to make that remark after picking a doll up in a room,
that's weird.
He'd have fallen down the steps a few hundred times before the law got called.
At least she kicked him out right then and there, and I guarantee you she made a better decision if she ever went on a date again.
Because you can't hide your kids. I'm sorry. And like I said, the ones that in the
to
dating app,
turn them
none
on
of their business, but
that's
you got to be forward too, because a lot of times somebody will say, "Well, I didn't want to date a woman with kids." Well, okay. So sometimes you have to. Hey, I got kids. If you don't want to be around kids, then see ya.
Bye.
There's the door. Keep walking.
That's you know, and things get really bad. It's like how he could have been doing this to Madeline in the other room. I don't buy it. I do not buy it. I think that mom needs to be in prison for a few years herself. I really do.
And I hope if she is guilty, which I feel like she's involved in some way, I think she's going to get hers too. You know,
yeah,
God wants justice. God wants justice.
Yeah. How could you care so little about your daughter that you let somebody do that? What's written in the, you know, I won't talk about it, but what's written in there is just, there's no excuse.
Yeah, I know. And Stefan, did you ever go over his Reddit posts and stuff, Donna, that he was so into these Tamagotchis? They're those they're digital pets. Okay. So they're about that size of like a key fob thing.
Uh-huh.
And you have to feed them. They have human needs. You know, they have to go to the bathroom. They're going to hatch. They have all these little parts to them, right?
Uh-huh.
All the time he was posting on Reddit about how he's going to order a new Tamagotchi for his stepdaughter. And, he got her this new Tamagotchi. It's this special kind, limited edition, whatever. His main focus and conversation topics throughout Reddit were always about Madeline. It was never about my girlfriend, my fiance. It was never about her.
Yeah.
It was only about Madeline.
The
he would even
stepdaughter.
post photos of her in there as well.
So he was
one of those
looking, he
Yankees
was
and I can't-
probably, that was a veiled way of seeking out other people like himself.
Oh, so
Because-
true.
Because they like to share images and sometimes even children.
Right.
Like, I'm going to let you do this to this one. We're going to switch. We're going to, you know what I mean? I mean, it's bad. They're horrible. They're horrible.
These guys got to fry in the depths of hell.
Yeah.
That's my hope.
Yep.
You know.
That's what the Bible says. God hates people who hurt children.
Yeah. And yet there's so much of it. It feels so wrong, you know. Ugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, Donna, are you ready if I take some phone calls for a few
Oh,
minutes?
yeah. Go for
We'll
it.
see how people are, you know, have them weigh in and see how they're feeling with everything. Let me log in so I can take the calls. Let's see. Okay, so
She has pretty hair.
I'll put the number in the chat. If you want to call, the phone number you're going to call, guys, is going to be, here it is. I'm posting it right now, 602-456-6695. If you want to call and weigh in how you're feeling, whether it's the Sebastian Rogers case, Madeline Soto, you know, what do you think happened?
I don't
Who do you
think he
did
posted
it? Any of that,
photos.
please
she
give
say
me
he
a call,
posted photos?
and you'll be able to, Donna, you'll be able.
Oh,
I thought he just talked about her. I didn't think he did pictures.
yeah, I think
That could be
talked about her on there.
Be able to hear. You might even be able to interact. I don't know how much because I've never
Okay,
done it.
that's all right. Well, it's
But you can
experimental.
still hear. Yeah, it'll be at the least pretty interesting, I think. In the meantime, I can answer some of these comments if there's some. Oh, you know what? Let me also repeat that number one more time. 602-456-6695. Call that number. And you know what? I'll also put it on my screen. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Call that number, guys. You want to talk for a few, weigh in, you're more than welcome to. Anyway, Donna, while we wait for a phone call, I was going to ask you, with the Sebastian Rogers case, do you think it's going to be solved? Do you have any feeling about that?
I feel like TBI has an idea of what happened. Like, that's kind of why I didn't even listen to the reading, because I'll have this feeling the police are on it, and the police kind of know what happened, or, you know, it's hard finding a body.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, Donna, call.
Okay.
Hold on. Hello, this is Lauren. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Hi, who am I speaking with?
Photos.
This is Beth, or
Hey.
good girl in the chat.
Hey,
Hi.
good. Nice to talk to you. What are your thoughts as of now?
Too, as well. Well, I have a little 12-year-old autistic son,
Okay.
and we live about 20 minutes from Sebastian. So obviously, I'm very interested in this case.
Right.
And I know that Seth has been trying to get people, or he's been to the Natchez Trace Park, and he's going back this weekend. Did Donna give any information or help him with trying to decide on locations to search?
Let me ask her. Donna, did you give him any indication on like locations maybe that he should be searching, or no? That's Seth.
Well, I kind of beat around the bush because I was just kind of touching the subject every now and then about whether Sebastian might even not be with us. And he, in his mind, I just didn't want to make him consider the obvious. I mean, consider that outcome any more than he was ready to. So what I was seeing is flashes of trees around, and then I was shown that kind of lake that had that certain shape.
Okay.
And so I haven't talked to him since I posted in my community section that I talked to him the night before. So that was the only time I talked to him.
Okay. Hopefully you were able to hear that. I think
Me
you
too,
were.
Amy.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I was.
Okay,
and I
good.
wonder, that sparked my interest because I wonder if there's a lake with that shape at that park.
Oh yeah, that would
I know.
be.
There is some lake there, and it's like you look at Tennessee, and there's so many trees everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
it is hard, but there should be a way to get clues. But I kind of wanted to wait until the father is ready to see that outcome.
I know. I don't think he's at all ready to face that possibility. Which
And I don't want to hurt people. It's like I never planned on having a YouTube channel, and I'm just trying to make sure that morally I do the right thing by not just blurting out information that traumatizes people and stuff.
For sure. No, we appreciate that, Donna.
Yes, we love your compassion, Donna, and your empathy, and you're just a gift from God and a blessing to so many.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So thank you for that.
Thank you.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Yeah, we thank you.
All right. Well, thank you all.
Okay.
I'm going to go pull up that map now and see if there's a lake
good
with
idea.
appendage.
Yeah, good idea. Go for it. Well, thank you.
All right, ladies. You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye. Hey, that's a good point that she makes. Like, what is the shape of the body of water that surrounds this park? I mean, most of the parks in Tennessee have water nearby. So that's a really good question.
They do.
Yeah, and I was looking a while ago. I was looking on a map to see if I recognized anything, but I'd have to look probably closer on my laptop and stuff like that.
Okay. And people in the chat, they're asking, who are you? That kind of thing. Again, I'll say I would call you a psychic detective, Donna. Is that okay if I say that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what you
totally.
are.
Completely and totally. That's exactly what I am.
Yeah. And it's not a joke, guys. Like, she's no BS. And her work speaks for itself.
My work is about 90% or more accurate. And when there's something wrong, it's usually in the interpretation. So like say in Chad Daybell's case, on the very first reading, I correctly identified this outbuilding is 120 by 40 feet. And I even said it was built to be a workshop. I literally said that. And then somehow in future readings, I started calling it a cabin. I'm pretty sure it did. And Chad's friend who's inside, he said it does have those 3 tables around the edges. He believes it has that sink like I described, that country kind of sink. So it did have these aspects. So when there's something wrong, it'd be like that. It'd be like, or something that's misunderstood, would be like that, because it's almost all visual, and I'm just saying the visions, and then they could be like a person, place, or thing. So Trapper at Chad Daybell's Lori Vallow case, I kept seeing a trapper walk by, and then it turns out the next street is Trapper Lane. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so true. I know.
Trapper Lane.
Hello, this is Lauren. Can you hear me? Oh, I think we lost him. Okay. No, Donna.
They tried to call. Oh, sorry.
That's okay. No, it dropped. Oh, they're calling back. Hold on.
Okay.
Of a fast pickup, we ask you to let us know that you are not a voicemail system, so you need to press 1 to take this call.
I don't know what's happening.
Press something.
Yeah, it's so funky. Okay, that was weird. So it was coming through my computer and my phone, which it hasn't done that in a while. Sometimes it glitches out. Call the person who called just now. Could you just call me one more time? It should be okay now.
That call-in thing.
But to what you were saying about Trapper, Donna, that was one of the most memorable things probably in my whole life.
Me too. It was so frustrating when I found out that was Trapper Lane. Is he calling?
Yeah, she's calling. Hi, this is Lauren. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes. Hi, can you hear me? I don't know if she can hear me. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Lauren, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Hi, who am I speaking to?
My name's Julia. How are you? Hi, Lauren. Hi, Dr. Donna.
Oh, good,
Hi.
Julie. We're glad that you're calling. Yeah. How's it going? What's up?
Oh my gosh. Just between everything that's going on lately, it's one thing after another.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's wild right now.
Seems like a lot of people are killing their children lately.
It does. Yeah, I know.
They are.
And you think about it, even when you're, far away, whether you're on the West Coast or the East Coast, just, it keeps you up at night.
It does.
It's crazy.
It's horrible.
How it works.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable.
So, couple things here. I know we've covered a lot. I've been on live with you guys, and I jumped off for 20 or 30 minutes. But I was thinking, the one thing that I keep thinking about is those lights.
Me
I know
too.
You mentioned it more.
Yeah.
But to me, that is like the biggest piece of evidence, and I'm curious.
It is.
I read somewhere the flashlight thing with Sebastian. Was it on like a keychain? When I think of a keychain, I'm thinking of like a tiny little light, or was it like an actual flashlight? You know what I mean?
Yes, and what I suspect it probably was those little keychain, like little miniature mag lights. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the black ones. That's what I think it was. Yeah, that's what I think it was for sure.
Did those lights cross their yard or just in the common area? Did they go across their actual backyard?
It's so hard to tell, Donna, because the camera that picked it up is from Kellen, from what I understand. So it did pick up like the back side of the yard and then the common area. It's so hard to narrow down. What are these lights? Where are they exactly coming from? Then they're obstructed by the actual bush. So you can't see like where that light goes, unfortunately.
Yeah. But then the person comes out of the bush. I saw them one time, but I didn't watch them over and over. Did the lights go back to the house afterwards?
It seems kind of like they come together and then they like go apart, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe we should watch.
It's gonna be a good day.
Do you hate leaving your pet? This is for you.
Good
if you haven't
day.
heard about Support Pets, this is your sign.
Watch that video here in a few minutes and see again.
Yeah.
It's mysterious. It is. And to me, like, how could you say that's not of relevance when that is the only activity really that anybody knows of from that night? Right?
I know.
And he vanishes.
Not like it was at like 8 or 9. We're talking 3 in the morning. There was no reason for 2 people to be in a backyard.
Yeah, what else could there be?
A.M. So, I mean, the reason I asked about the flashlight, kind of what Donna was just mentioning, was this flashlight large enough to show that kind of light? And I guess the reason I say that, and I think you guys talked about it earlier, but one of my first cousins, a female, has autism. And I know when you're on the spectrum, it can vary, for every individual. But I know my cousin generally was very, overly trustworthy of people. And I think Donna said it too.
Yeah.
They have a kind of a different perception of what's appropriate and what's not appropriate.
I've heard that.
And I really wonder.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Especially if this thing with no shoes, which again, I'm hesitant if it's, true or not.
Right.
But if he was kind of, brought out, geared out of his home, whether that's through like a video game. I don't know if I haven't heard anything about if he was into video games or something like that.
Yeah, it's so mysterious. From what I understand, he did play Minecraft. He had access to, he had a cell phone, but Mom claims that he couldn't exactly get on the internet. But I truly think he was probably chatting with people on the internet. You know how our kids can be crafty and hide stuff from us if they want to? Why couldn't he?
That could even be what the fight was about. I mean, they could have fought over someone wanting him to turn off a video game I've seen her publicly claim that he didn't have internet access also.
Yeah.
Do you remember recently, maybe a month or so ago, there was that young girl, I don't think.
What?
Where the hell did a fight come in? I have never heard. He said there was no fight. He went to bed, and it was like, wow, it was a good night. They didn't have any fiction.
I think she's going off some things that she has read on. like her own insight on it.
Well, she hasn't even said that night there was an argument between mom and son. And then all of a sudden it's the blonde haired lady is saying something about a fight. And I'm thinking the father, the stepfather, the mother, none of them have talked about a fight or an argument the night he went missing.
I think you'll hear a little bit. I think it's from her own insight feelings, things that she has dug into herself.
Okay.
I think that's what she's talking about. I'm not. We'll see if I think it gets mentioned on this one.
I think she had autism. I think her name was like Ella Jones, and she met some man on some, app, and she lived in Washington, and then it was 3 or 4 weeks later they found her in Michigan. So across the country.
Wow.
Things could happen, and it's like until there's a body, I think it's worth praying.
Right.
Even in the odds, just praying that could he have tried to run off, got lost, ended up somewhere else? That would be the best case scenario.
It really would, that he's alive. Yeah, I know. And then oh, what was that?
So many thoughts. It's like, I hate to, like you said, Lauren, there's, you never want to come up with a theory. We're just, we don't know. None of us are law enforcement. Maybe somewhere in the chat, but it's just, it's these things that come to mind, it's kind of a gut feeling.
I know. And right now, my gut feeling is just, there's something really wrong going on here. What happened to this kid? And is he ever, are we ever going to even know? That's what I wonder,
And if the mom doesn't know, why isn't she out in front of the news cameras every day? And look, we need people in every city around here to be constantly looking for Sebastian. I mean, look at the mom of this young man that was just found in the river. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, she was there. She was there in front of the cameras, tears or not, makeup or not. She was in front of the cameras trying to get attention on her son so they would put the resources to finding him. And I would think that if Sebastian's mom, if her story was accurate, I would think that she would want to be on every news show she could be on. She doesn't need to be there with the father taking over the stepfather taking over the conversation every time,
No, Donna, you're so right. Like when you think about it, it doesn't smell right. It doesn't.
Even if they're death threats, like where they were scared to go out and search, that is what police enforcement is for. Like they protect you.
Yeah.
To me, that's just not.
It's not a good excuse.
In my opinion.
No, I agree with you.
I don't know. It's so much to take in, but such a sweet looking young boy.
He's so cute. He looks sweet.
It's heartbreaking. I can't imagine.
I know.
Now does she know a autistic child?
Yes. Didn't you say that you do you have? Is it a 12-year-old? Am I remembering correctly?
Or was it the last caller?
Or was that the last caller? I'm sorry. It's hard to remember.
Me?
Yes.
No, my first cousin, she is, I think, 15, 16.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And she's autistic?
And she's autistic, right?
Autistic.
Yes, Maddie.
Okay.
And I resonated with a lot of what Donna said about just, I don't know if I'd call it like being inappropriate, but in their mind, I feel like they're very like forthcoming and giving, almost over trustworthy.
Right.
Where something like this really happened, but how? There had to have been whether it was video games or text or something. So.
So she has a feeling. You have a feeling like there's a possibility that somebody could have lured him out.
Oh, we'll have to go.
Is that what you're saying?
To me, it's a possibility. That's what I wonder with the flashlight and like the action. If even the fact that he had no shoes on, like, did they tell him not to wear shoes because it, they wouldn't see his footprints and be able to track the shoe print, which is like Brian Koberger, they had that footprint right outside the girl's room. Was that like a tactic? I don't know, but I do feel that a lot of these children with autism can be overly trustworthy, especially when you're just talking to someone over the internet or through text. You don't know.
Right. And I've heard, I've heard that he would ride the bus, and maybe the bus, how I feel like a lot of bad stuff can happen on the school bus, honestly. At least when I was growing up, a lot of bad stuff happened on the school bus. But like, could he have become friends with somebody, or let's say he thought he was friends with them, and like you said, too trusting, maybe revealed too much? Maybe, could some kid have been like, hey, you should come out with us like at 3 a.m, whatever, okay, and sets his alarm and then he books it. Is that a possibility? I'm just trying to think of everything, and I feel maybe
hopefully it turns out to be something like that. Hopefully he turns out to be alive, and I'm just going to keep praying for him.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Well, Donna, I trust Reverend Donna's sort of insight here. I mean, it's been so long. That's just
a long time.
Horrible part. It's just far too long, and it's really sad.
It is.
But you can never give up hope.
1 second, y'all.
Oh.
How are you?
Hey,
No, the new girl is at the top.
Huh?
I know Nicole and Peggy. What's that in the...
We're watching Sweetie Pilo and Reverend Donna Serafina. And we're watching...
That's not a person then?
No, there's not a person there. We're watching their stream.
And we're watching Kim.
Oh, God. You'll have to explain what's happening because I'm autistic, so I don't understand.
So they're talking, they have mentioned a case with Maddie Soto. There's a few different cases that they're talking about in here. The main one, not the main one, that sounded horrible. I shouldn't have worded it that way. But it was the case that we're looking, been talking about. And that's, they're going to be speaking on that as well. I feel like crap. I shouldn't have said the main one. That was horrible. Sorry.
Oh,
I didn't mean it that way.
Oh.
But
she was the young lady that they found deceased, and they believe the mother's boyfriend did it. Her name is Maddie.
Yeah. Yep. He's a sick son of a gun.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and push play. Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
Oh, you need something, Peggy? Okay. Maddie. Natty, are you okay? Okay. I can't even talk.
I say, trust in God, say your prayers, and you never know what could happen.
So true.
Especially at that age, at 15, even if he's autistic, say if he was in a downtown of some city, he could easily be sitting by the side of a building and everyone walks by because everyone walks by. Yeah, and doesn't even notice him. So, I mean, that would be the best case scenario.
But surviving on no money in America when you've got like extreme inflation, everything costs too much money. If
he was sleeping in an alley and then passersby give him $1 and a quarter, and then he goes. It depends if he knows restaurants are food.
What's wrong, Lillis? Lillis ain't okay. She needs help.
What she need help with?
I don't know yet.
Is the subject too triggering for her? Oh, Lilith,
You little
my
pumpkin
boy.
head. I'm going to knock her. Good punch.
It could happen, and right when I looked him up the first time, an Inside Edition thing came up right next to it that showed an autistic boy found 3 years later and been walking around since he was
That's
16.
crazy. 3
Kind of
years.
lost and disconnected from his family. I guess
Wow.
it didn't occur to him to try to find home or do anything, and the police ran into him. So it's like, I pray for him. I pray that. I mean, we need a good outcome.
We do. We've had some
one of these to have a
body
good
outcomes
outcome.
lately. Yeah.
I know.
Hey, Lauren, I'm going to skip off here. I'll let somebody else call it. I don't want to hang out here.
Oh, no, you're good. Thank you. Okay.
Appreciate your
I
time.
forgot that
tonight.
lady was on the
hope for best
phone. I
in
was
this
thinking, who's
situation.
up here telling me they're
Thank you
jumping
so much
off
for
here?
calling in and sharing your thoughts. Have a good day.
Take care. You guys, bye-bye.
Okay,
I was like,
bye.
I haven't heard that voice.
Yeah. It's like, what happened to this precious boy? Like, where is he? And in the end, he could be really.
You got lots of commercials. Wow.
Really close to the home. That's the crazy part. Oh, we're getting a call. Okay. And it looks like a Tennessee number. Hi, this is Lauren. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good. Hey, how's it going?
Lilith, everybody.
It's going well. How are you and Donna?
Oh, pretty good. That looks good. Yeah, I think we're doing all right here. We're just concerned about cute Sebastian. How's it going with you?
Going well. I would say this little boy really breaks. This situation breaks my heart because I have a son with Down syndrome and autism.
Okay.
And I don't understand how this mother isn't more. I would be out of my mind.
Me too.
Crazy.
Me too.
Inconsolable.
Mm-hmm.
There have been 2 occasions where my son, if I don't watch him, he will wander off.
Oh. Okay.
And so I have a creek that's out back at the back of my property, and it's not easy to get to, and it's a far way.
Okay.
So I have to watch him like a hawk, and I've heard that children with autism are drawn to water.
Ooh.
So I've heard that by Peter Hyatt, who is a statement.
I've seen him. Yeah.
I'll tell you, yeah, everything that concerns me a great deal is the steps.
I know.
Like an angry, controlling person. I don't think he has a love for that child or an understanding of how vulnerable he is.
I know.
And I think his militaristic style of discipline, it's not what a child of autism needs.
No, I agree. Yeah.
And so the other caller is closer to this family than I am, but I am about an hour from Nashville.
Okay.
And my son was in and out of Vanderbilt Children's Hospital a lot because I didn't know if he was going to live for a long time. But there was a time before my son came along that I had to drive Interstate 40 from Nashville to Memphis a number of times.
Yeah.
So that's 100 miles of straight interstate. And I can tell you that there are numerous exits in which you can get off and you are in rural within a mile.
Good to know.
My mind goes to that poor child somewhere between Nashville and Memphis.
That's so possible. As you say that, I'm getting all kinds of feelings about that. Yeah, that's a gigantic stretch of area of land from Nashville to Memphis area. Like, yeah, he could. I hate to say it, but he could be anywhere over there.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with you about the discipline too. Is like with my daughter who had Tourette syndromes and she would have the meltdowns. No amount of saying threats like if you do this you're going to get in trouble, or if you do this the result, nothing would work like that. The only thing that would work is trying to preempt it, trying to keep stress to a minimum, and also trying to just kind of wait for it to subside. But there's no way it would have a positive effect to put any kind of threats or you're in trouble or any kind of discipline while something like that was going on. So if the stepfather was trying that kind of stuff, that was just not the right thing for someone with autism.
Right. I know. And it sounded to me, and I don't mean to be dramatic about it, but like he would probably try to whoop his ASS.
Yeah, and that's not going to help. It's going to have the opposite. It's going to have the opposite thing, which is going to make him more stressed out. And when he's more stressed out, he's going to have more meltdowns. So,
100%.
yeah,
Right.
his way of discipline is he was wrong, you know, but he was a new husband, and he's got this idea that it's power and control that's going to make him obey or do this, and not a kid with autism. And like I said, the father said that the stepfather called him and said, you know, I got to tell you, the marriage is on the rocks. I can't deal with Sebastian and his problems anymore. Like literally, it was a problem in the house.
So it's like an ultimatum, Donna, is what you're, something like that.
It was an absolute ultimatum for the mother. Send your kid to have custody to the ex-husband that you hate, or we're done. So then you imagine the mother stressed out to top it all off.
What was that you said?
To me, it's like gotcha parenting.
Yeah, gotcha.
To me, it smacks I'm gonna watch and wait for you to do something wrong, and then I'm gonna pounce on you. That's what it felt like to me when I hear him talking. And additionally, the mother says that he also has a chromosomal abnormality. So there's some kind of chromosome deletion. Now, my son with Down syndrome, that's an extra chromosome on the 21st. And there's 3 different types of Down syndrome. I won't go too deeply in weeds.
Yeah.
But on top of the autism, there's some sort of chromosomal abnormality.
Okay.
And, you know, my son is not very verbal. Now, she said her son is high functioning, but they need a calm environment that is so that they don't get sensory overload.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I use a lot of redirection with my son, and it requires a lot of patience and compassion.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
You know, it's honestly just smiling at my son, and it goes so much farther. And discipline, I mean, that's about training. That's what discipline means. You know, it just takes patience. And I think for some people, discipline is only punitive. And it just, like I said, it yanks my heart out of my chest that this poor child has been missing for 3 weeks. And
3 weeks.
Anyway, but that's the idea that occurs to me. I'm separated from a narcissist, and I had to get my children safe. Yes. So, I'm working on if I can get this divorce, you know, but we're 3 years separated because he was being cruel to my children, and it was increasing. So
thank God you got away.
Yes. You know, because your children, you have to think about children.
Yes, you do.
There's no man
worth it. No.
Your children need to be safe.
Exactly. And there is no redo. There's you got one shot at it. You can't redo this. You got to take care of your children first before any man.
That's right. There's things that get planted in their little hearts and in their souls. Anyway, it breaks my heart.
Sorry, y'all. I read Lilis's comment and I laughed. She said that it's a cheap filler earring that she keeps in her third hoe, and it just made me laugh because she's like, "Wait, that sounded wrong."
That was the neighbors.
See his mother not having to tell her son that's missing, and they're more concerned about their image and who's talking about them in a bad way and trying to control the narrative and who they're going to speak with. Get out there and find your son. And anyway, those were my thoughts.
No, you're right. And there's this tremendous lack of urgency. Why is there no freaking urgency? Your kid is
I don't get for
missing.
a child that's
Who's got
vulnerable.
Twitter?
Right.
He's
I'm
so
heading over there.
vulnerable.
Quit.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know what I meant.
My mind's blown.
Sweet, sweet. Birdie, birdie.
Yeah, it wrings my heart out. It absolutely shatters my heart into a million pieces. So I pray they find this child and that they're able to get him
I pray
with his
they find him.
biological father.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm praying for. I'm just hoping.
Yeah, us too. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for calling in. I was just talking to you. Take care.
You.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Danny.
Yeah, like how could mom not just be on every network beating down the doors like, who has my kid? Where is he?
Yeah. Their body language and the way the stepfather takes over. And even I haven't, I guess it's normal if you called someone. Was another call?
I'm sorry, Donna.
No, it's okay. It's totally okay.
Okay. Hi, this is Lauren.
Oh,
it's doing it. Okay, I've got you right here. Hold on. I guess there's. Okay, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. How's it going?
Okay, this is Sharon from Texas.
Hey, Sharon from Texas. How are you feeling about this Sebastian case?
Well, I had a question for you if you'd heard anything.
Not reading on all blood.
I'm not going to sugarcoat.
Get ready for more family secrets.
I have covered anything about it. I don't remember exactly whose video it was on.
Okay.
But I was watching and they were talking about the Sebastian case. And they brought up the fact that the stepfather had an up and coming court case.
Yeah.
That was coming up, and it had to do with I don't know if it was a custody or if it was
I think it's
TV,
custody.
You know what I mean?
It's custody.
Yep.
I don't know, but supposedly the mother was supposed to testify as a character witness for him.
Okay, I heard that too.
They said, and then they said Sebastian was supposed to testify.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, if this was for the defense or if this was for, the prosecution. I mean, were they worried about what this kid was going to say?
That's a good point. That's a real good point.
I fell on that right away. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Maybe the stepfather was worried what he was going to say.
Ooh.
Yeah. This sounds like that family had a lot of stressors coming in.
I agree. I think you're making such a relevant point here. If that's the case.
Yeah, because I can catch up. I mean, I just click on stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, no. If he was supposed to testify, what was that about?
Right. How can we shut him up? Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to call and put my 2 cents in. I'm glad you did. Yeah, that's a fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling. I hope you have
a lovely day.
Oh, you too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye. What a good point.
Yeah, it's a good point. So I don't think it would be a motive to kill him because they were already going to send him. The father wanted custody, and they were already going to send him to live with the father. So if it was only, but about the stress of it, just the stress building in the house. The stepfather wants out of the marriage if he has to deal with this autistic kid anymore. The mom, if she has mood swings, tell me if there's a call.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, it is a good point. It's one more stressor.
Yeah, hold on.
Dude, I can't even hang.
Hi, this is Lauren. Can you hear me?
I know.
Hey, good. How's it going?
Not bad. It's Shauna.
Shauna, what's going on? How are you feeling about everything?
I'm fine. Well, I want to throw my 2 cents real quick.
Yeah.
I've been watching here and there, trying not to get too invested because it becomes overwhelming and you don't know what's fact and what's fiction.
Yep.
Well, the father and the mother were on another platform, and 2 things that stuck out to me. A, when he admitted to, which clearly he thinks being open and honest is going to exonerate him, or ease suspicion. He talks about, hitting the boy with a belt because Sebastian didn't have a belt, which I think is weird. I think everybody thought that was weird. And also, there was and I think it was that situation that Sebastian was cool, alerted somebody, and then CPS came and questioned the father, and and overall, he called him a liar. He's like, "No, you were wrong for telling him."
I heard that.
And I was watching, it was on Peter Hyatt. I just love him. And I love when all my platforms overlap with like you and Reverend Donna. They got all the cute had Peter Hyatt on it. It's making me feel really uncomfortable. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I hope he's found. But each day that passes makes me feel more and more uncomfortable. And also, I watched an interview with his father, his biological dad. This man is out there every day, took off work.
I know.
And I'm hoping he will find him. Unfortunately, I don't think if he does find him, he'll be alive. Because like you had said before, how can he survive all by himself and being vulnerable at the end? I don't. That couples make me more and more. I'm so uncomfortable. Right now, I'm so uncomfortable with what's going on. So
I know it's so tragic.
Hi, Shauna.
Hi, Sean.
And Donna says hi.
I recognize your voice. How are you doing?
Oh yeah,
she's in my psychic school.
Oh, she is cool. Awesome.
Yes. I love it. That's awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, we were practicing with pictures. So if anyone out there is practicing, I was showing them to find the picture where you can see into his eyes, and then soften your gaze and stare into his soul, and see what you pick up.
Because the eyes tell the story a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
So did you do that a little more? Did you do that a little more, Shauna?
Yes, and it's like right now I'm getting chills to talking about it because it's something I just don't feel good about, and maybe I should just stop listening.
I know
some of this stuff, but even just a little bit I've exposed myself to, and the fact that thankfully. We don't have to do a lot of guessing because these people are out here talking.
They
so
are. Like Don Wells.
It's like, keep talking. Yeah, just keep talking. Now, so, that's another situation. I think Don Wells is a liar, a pathological liar, so all the truth and lies get really muddy because he's so good at it. These two, I don't think they're very good liars.
Yeah.
I think they are justifying what happens in their mind is the truth. And that's going off a little bit with what Peter Hyatt did. He did a phenomenal job. He said, did you watch it, Lauren? Peter Hyatt, the whole...
I did. I'm going to go back and rewatch it again, though, because I was somewhat asleep.
Yeah.
I need to listen once more, though, because it was brilliant from what I could hear. I was just kind of dozing.
Oh, it was. I only watched it once. But when he said he thinks they locked him out, and then they locked him out as punishment, I think they were punishing him a lot. And then the fact that his father said that they made him wear a diaper at their house, and yet he never wore one at his. That's stressing me out.
I know
that they were psychologically and physically, definitely emotionally abusing that young man, and he's so sweet. I don't know how you do that to anybody except that you're a horrible person.
15
but I think
years old.
But if they lost. I know, and he's so sweet and genuine. And if they locked him out, I would think, and his father has been looking for him every day, that he would have found him. I don't know how long it's been, but at least 2 weeks he would have found his body. So I think they did dispose of him.
I know. That's the impression I get right now too.
Yeah.
But I will say I've gone back and forth a number of times going,
Anybody
I
got
just
a frying
know they
pan?
did something. And then I'm going, maybe, like one of these other theories.
Maybe he's having a Forrest Gump experience somewhere, and maybe he'll show up. And it happens. It happens.
Right.
Like, look at the one with Sylvia Brown where she was saying some boy was dead, and it turned out he was alive the whole time, and he unfortunately was in an SO's apartment, but that was better than being dead, and so we can only pray and hope for something. Did you get any flashes of like, okay, if you followed and thought he was maybe past. Did you get any flashes of where he might be now? His brains, if he is deceased, Shauna?
No, I didn't, and I mean, I'm just like you, Lauren. I'm not comfortable with. I'm going back and forth. Maybe he's alive. And then Donna, I'm so glad you brought up that story. And I asked, what was the name of that? I'm gonna look that up.
Sylvia Brown. She was a psychic, and I think she maybe got a little lazy when she got older. You know, and she had helped on at least 1,000 police cases, and then there was a missing boy, and she just said, "Oh, he's dead," you know, and then the police found him like 9 months later, and he was at some SO's apartment.
Wow.
And for the rest of her life. They never talked about all the books she wrote and all the things she did and all the people she helped. All they talked about was that one case where she said this boy was alive or dead, and then he was alive. So it's like,
so sad.
You know.
Yeah. The one time she gets it wrong and she's reminded forever.
That's all they talked about from then.
Exactly.
It's not fair.
Yeah. Well,
So-
I want to believe I want to believe he's alive. I don't have any feeling. I just have very intense feelings of there's something not right. I think a lot of us are very in tune to that there's something isn't right in the situation, whatever's happening. But I'm so glad his father is out there looking. I mean, that's what nervous energy does when you don't know what to do. You shouldn't be sitting at home. But, you're not supposed to judge people and how they grieve and blah, blah, blah. But you definitely don't go on a press tour. But then you can say that about his father. But his father is also saying, hey, meet me in Tennessee at 6 o'clock in the morning at this address. Help me search.
Yeah.
He's doing that.
He's doing something.
I think right there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Well, that's beyond something. That's someone
big.
who wants to find his son.
Right. He does.
That's like
Me too, Lilith. Me too.
Meet on the street at this time. That means like he's for real.
He is. He's for real.
Yeah.
What, Peggy?
He finds them. Anyway, I'm off to work.
I
Thank you,
said
ladies.
me
I'm
too,
so glad
Lilith.
I got-
Me too.
Wells Fargo.
Talking about
has
Danny and
enabled small
Denise.
businesses
Yeah.
to create or preserve more than 200.
That woman that makes me go.
Y'all today, and I'll be listening.
Yeah, good.
Bye,
to talk to
Shauna.
you, Shauna. Take care. Have a good work day.
Nice to talk to y'all. You
Okay.
too.
All right.
Okay, bye.
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 Awesome. Yeah, it's such good points.
I think everyone agrees that there's something weird about the dynamics of the mom and the stepdad.
I think so too.
It's their
Donna.
dynamics. Nobody
Something
has a
not
right
quite
to
right.
judge.
Okay, we'll
I'm
take this. Will
sorry.
be the
Now shut up.
Okay.
It's opinions.
Hi, this is Lauren.
Well,
Can you hear
just
me?
saying, I don't think anybody should judge, though.
Hey, Lauren, can you hear me?
I mean,
Oh, yes, I
entitled to
can,
opinions,
clearly.
I get it. But one team does.
I just
It's not
called
right
in,
to
I don't
judge.
know, maybe 20 minutes ago we were on the line. It's so hard to, go through the chat. But quick question, and I wanted to ask Donna something while she's here.
Yep.
One, as far as, well, actually, let me start with this. Donna, your training that you do on YouTube, how can we find that? Because that is something I am extremely interested in. I hope you don't mind, Lauren, me asking
No, that's
Donna
fine.
how we can go into her school on YouTube.
So if you go on my YouTube channel and there's the tabs that say video and playlist and stuff, if you go all the right, if you're on a cell phone, swipe the tabs. But if you go all the way over to the right, there's one that says membership. And then there's a drop down that says psychic school. So if you just do the basic membership, which is like $3.99 a month or something, there is a bunch of videos of psychic exercises. But then if you go into the psychic school one, then every time, 3 times a month, I do the Zoom group. I upload a short video and say, here's the Zoom link for the group. So there is going to be a class tomorrow, and it's going to be about like removing the blocks, because we all have psychic abilities, all of us, that we could turn on if we want to turn them on. So that's, and then we do some psychic exercises and people ask questions and stuff. So it's fun.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for. I was curious about that, so I hope that helped other people out too. And Lauren, I appreciate you.
Oh yeah.
Giving Donna a shout out here. I love her.
Thank you.
Everything. Last question, and I don't know if you've gathered this or not, Reverend Donna, but do you have any thought or have you seen anything like with a third party being involved in this, or is that not
I
something
kind of keep wondering that myself. Like, I'm under the understanding that I'm looking on my pendulum to see if it says anything. I'm under the understanding that the stepfather has a lot of family there, which is why he wanted to move back, and also that they have a lot of different properties in the area. And mostly when people do kill someone, they dispose of the body in places they're familiar with. So, you know, it would be stupid to put it on any relative's property. But there's Chad Daybell for you. So
that's what I always think of too.
So I don't know the answer. Like, I have to listen to the recording because I kind of just been watching and hoping that, you know, praying for a good outcome, and then hoping that kind of feeling like I feel like TBI and stuff has an idea of what occurred. But it's just they have to have proof of it or something. So I don't know. I guess I would say I don't know the answer, but it's a good question.
Donna, would you?
That's fair.
Would you consider? I'm putting you on the spot. I'm sorry. Would you consider maybe uploading what you did on Sebastian? Are you going to keep that private?
I don't even have a plan. I didn't even listen to it because what happened was I had done it. I had done it the same day I talked to his dad, and I had done it before I talked to his dad, actually preparing to talk to his dad, and not sure. I wasn't sure when I called him, are we going to be doing a reading or what are we going to be doing here? And so I didn't end up listening to it. I talked to his dad for 2 hours, and I also used to volunteer at a crime victims advocacy place. And I just sensed that his dad wanted him home alive so much that it wasn't really psychologically ready. Just kind of left to listen to it within this weekend. And if there's anything on it, I will upload it. I will. I just also wanted, like, I don't want to hurt people.
I know.
You know?
Yes.
I don't want to cause drama. I don't want to cause stress. I don't want to interfere with an investigation. I want to be doing, I truly am into this to try to make a difference in cases where possibly I can make a difference. So I was just trying to weigh everything together. And, but yeah, no, if I pick up anything, I will upload it. If I'm seeing it and it's so like, okay,
Weird.
I know she did this at this time and he did this at that time, I'll go ahead and upload it.
I hope you do, Donna, because think about how many believers you made from the Chad Daybell, Lori Vallow case. I lost her. I'm so sorry I lost you. From that case alone, I mean, thousands of us witnessed you solve that case single-handedly.
That one was good, and it will always stand out because nobody was copying what I said.
Nobody
After that,
believed
every time I uploaded, after that, people just copy me. It's like this big trail of people copying me. Yeah. But that case, everyone thought I was insane. So I don't think case were generally copying me. I mean, the stuff I was saying was just outrageous, and so it attracted people's attention, and when it all came out to be these precise details true, I got so many letters from people saying, you know, I never believed in the afterlife, and watching you do that, I now believe, and I've changed my life, or at least examined my life and my belief system, and I want you to know the difference you've made. And I thought, with all that reaction, I couldn't have done that in 20 years at church. 20 years, you know. For 6 years, I stood on the stage every other week and gave messages. I couldn't have done that for the next 20 years. The impact that made on people's lives, besides possibly helping with information that led to a resolution, but the impact on people's lives is also equally important. You know, that
huge.
The spirit people want everyone to know that they're real. The spirit world wants people to know, and anyone that disguises that is not in the best interest of the people, because the spirit people want you to know the spirit world is real.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me. Like I've told you a million times, I never believed in any of this. I just never really thought about it too.
Yeah.
But it was undeniable. There was undeniable proof that I couldn't just ignore, because I heard what you said before they were found. And then hearing all the testimony, you know, from just the various people who knew what happened and what came out in the news, it was like, this lady, I just witnessed the weirdest thing. And I felt like I had to tell the world about it. And that's what I made my first, 5 videos on YouTube about.
In your closet. And you were like, there's this lady talking about you. And it was really weird, because prior to them finding the bodies, I was so focused on making sure that happened that it wasn't about my own trauma. But then after they found the bodies, it was like I actually went to bed for 3 days. I was sick and I was so traumatized. And then everyone kept texting me like, oh, you're right, they're chopped up, blah, blah, or the girl's chopped up, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't even listen. And people said, there's this lady that keeps talking about you, making videos. And then I finally tracked Lauren down and said hi to her. And we just kind of struck up a friendship.
Yeah, we did. It's, in my opinion, it's so unlikely, you know, 2 random people in the world becoming friends over the most tragic thing ever. But like, I truly believe that you help in these cases. And honestly, the Sebastian Rogers, there was never a more perfect case that I feel you could help in, because it is so mysterious.
Yeah.
And
if I listen to that, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
If I listen to that reading and there's nothing on it, I'll try to do another one. Okay. And part of it is me also I want them to be alive. You know,
I know you do.
I really want them to be alive. But I'll try. I see the father looking around and looking in places, and you know, he could be out there somewhere, and I just hope he is. But I'll try, and I think that biological father deserves an answer. One way or another.
Really trying to find his boy, and I'm sure he
needs
wants to
be
know,
found.
you know, what happened. So sad.
Yeah, and like, I'm glad for the mother of Riley, even though this is a horrible tragedy. I'm glad they found his remains so that she can bring him home and bury him properly, and things like that matter to parents.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I know. Thank God she can have that closure now, you know.
Yeah. She can begin grieving now, because now she has the answer.
Right. And to me, she is the picture of how a mother should act when her child is missing.
Generally, yeah. And like Michael Vaughan's mother, Brandy, you could tell she was in very real pain. She was very begging for her child. Yeah,
I agree. Well done. It's been so nice. Thank you for coming on. I know it was spur of the moment, spontaneous. I love that you're spontaneous. Thank you
I'm glad to have. Thank you for having me, Lauren.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
It's always fun to visit with you, especially when we have here. When we don't have people in the chat, we're a little bit more candid, just a little bit. We're a little more crazy.
Yeah. When we're talking about stuff.
Oh yeah, that's funny. Anyway, thanks a lot, everybody, for being here. For all your support, please, if you could do one thing right now, hit the like button. It will help this video be seen by everybody who should see it today.
It really does. There's an algorithm. If you subscribe or press like or leave a comment, then they show it to new people. That's what happens. So it really does matter to do that.
Yes, it does. And we just really want to get the message out, you know, that here we have Donna. There's a good chance she might speak on this subject after she really looks into it. And that would help a lot for understanding, you know.
I'll try one way or another and see if I can get an answer within a couple of days.
Thanks, Donna. Appreciate it.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Don't traumatize yourself. I know that it does. I know we talked about it recently. You know, you go.
And the SO ones really do. The SO ones are even like, if something happened to Sebastian by his mom and stepdad, I don't think it was planned evilness. I think it was stress in the household, and people usually do offenses when they're super stressed out. There's, the marriage is falling apart. People have tempers, control issues, and something happened.
For sure.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. Wow. Well, thanks again, everybody. Good to see you. And until next time, we'll do this again.
Okay. We'll do this Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. See ya. Bye, Donna. Take care.
Bye. Bye, Lauren.
Bye.
Well.
Oh, I forgot I got
just to lighten things up a little bit. I think I know what Nikki would look like if she was sitting in church. I think I know what she'd look like if she was sitting in church right now. Turn her head.
No words, just nodding my head.
She's just watching that preacher and nodding her head.
I get real into listening to like everybody's possibilities. Like I love hearing everyone's different opinions about what they think or how they feel about it and all that. Like I love just hearing everyone's different thoughts about it because everybody has, their own opinions, different thoughts, and that's something I love listening to. And
I agree with you too, but what I found a little hard was when they opened the phone lines. I was just getting a feeling there was a lot of trying to think how to word them. Man angry women, like maybe they've been through a divorce or something's gone wrong, and it just seemed like an awful lot of what I call man angry women that came up on the calls.
Like women that's been through something with somebody and
they project it on every man. They can't see that it's a different individual. All men are under this umbrella now. And you still there's still that feeling that they want to make.
Hey,
have you seen those I sent you?
Not yet. We were watching them.
It's cow. The last one is really good. You're gonna like it. Like it's not cow, but it's cow.
I just get that feeling that they're constantly wanting to use the autism to make Sebastian almost sound helpless, and that just kind of makes me cringe because they said he was high end, so it's not like he's walking around and he wouldn't know how to do certain things.
I think I played the wrong stream that I had planned on playing. So it wasn't the one.
Really?
But it's okay. It's okay. It's just whenever it did, because that stream didn't have all the stuff that I had listened to this morning.
No, what are you doing?
So I think I played the wrong one, but I could.
Oh, yeah.
I did.
Damn it, Danny would like to know, Nick, what happened to Kenny doing a skit for us?
I don't know when he's going to do it. I did play the wrong one. I apologize, but it's okay. It's okay.
We'll play that one tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe we'll play the one that I listened to this morning.
I need another tissue.
What happened to Kenny? Kenny! When are you going to do that skit?
Mr. J said, "Hey, Nick, I just saw the picture of you and Sam."
Oh. He's a big baby. Hey, when are you going to do that skit? Maybe this weekend?
Kenny, we want to see you do a skit.
You're what? He said it ain't going to be tonight.
But why
I said I'm
not?
about to go to bed.
Your fans want to see you do a skit.
I hear that pillow calling my
I don't know how those got on the floor.
You know, it's like having Elvis in the building and he doesn't do anything. It's kind of a letdown, you know?
Do any of y'all think that they will find Sebastian soon?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's just so hard when them saying no scent, no smell, no this, no that, no. I don't know. I really, it's hard to
tell because they
Yeah.
can't find sense anywhere.
And like I said, that whatever they may know, we don't know. But what we do know, and we've heard it from all three parents, and that's what I'm going to call them, all three parents. They're not pointing fingers at each other. The only one who pointed a finger was the grandmother. And let's face it, grandmas tend to be a little nuts when it comes to our grandkids, okay? And with the divorce, she may not like the woman, and that's can be understandable. That's, so she wants to blame somebody. She's going to point a finger at the mother because that's not her son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I that's how I take that with a little grain of salt. That grandma, that's my boy that you ended up divorcing. You've got my grandchild, so I can see her being a little hangry, maybe.
Like, that's her grandbaby.
So I can see her being a little angry and what she's got to blame somebody. It can't be nobody. So she's going to pick the closest person and attack them. So I'm hoping she's wrong, but again, I told you I'm on the fence. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, so I can't. Do I believe the stepdad was not home? Yes, because they have verified that he wasn't home, and the dad, his biological dad, was working. So there's no way either one of them men could have done anything. So that leaves us with the mom. But
Has the
her whole thing
police
is,
said, because I haven't heard it yet. I'll have to go back and listen. I probably have, and I'm just brain fart. Has the police said that it was confirmed, or did the stepdad just did somebody else say that it was
the biological dad said it too.
So it was confirmed he was in
He was
Memphis?
verified that he was working. That they were both at work when he went missing. Because it was Chris who called Seth and said, we've got a problem. She can't find Sebastian. So it was Seth or Chris that called Seth, but she had called before and he was not where he could get to his phone. He was at work. Because they said it was like 6:30 something. She called him and she couldn't get a hold of him, and it was about 7:20ish. He got in the car and it was Chris who had called, and he called Chris right back.
Yeah.
So I don't know what time Chris left his message, but it was the two of them trying to get a message to him that he was missing. And he said as soon as he got the message at 7:20, he left there and went straight to their house. So and they said, and it's weird because he said it was like 8 something when he got to the house. So he must have gone. Who knows? Maybe puts the lights and sirens on. I don't know, but it seems like he got there pretty damn quick.
I'm not sure if I forgot what county he said he works for, but
oh, I can't remember either.
I'm not sure how far it is that he lives from.
That was a couple hours, I thought. 3?
I thought the 3 hours
Maybe?
was from Memphis to there.
Oh.
I think I know what town he lives in, but I don't know the what do you call it? Where he works. Let me see.
Oh, I can't think of it. It's a.
I know.
Is he a sheriff's office, or is it a?
Two.
No offense, but
distance.
That station eats a lot of donuts. I'm not trying to be mean because I'm a chubby.
It's an hour away.
Oh, okay. Ratatouille, Teddy Sabate. Well, the dad said this. The biological father did say twice. I've heard him say that they knew where Chris was that morning.
That's what the cops said.
And
like
that. No, well, I don't know about the cops. I'm just going on what the father said. I'd like to know, Ratatouille, I just went and checked you out, and all you got is a cartoon character. Are you 18 and over, please?
There's others saying that Ellie hasn't made that statement yet.
No, Ellie hasn't made any statement about any damn thing in this case. Nothing. Not a word. Okay, I'm going once.
Yeah,
I'm going
they
twice.
are. They've been in.
Oops. Who?
Ratatouille.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying because it just gives me a cartoon and it says it's only been there shortly. The thing hasn't been around. The channel hasn't been around for very long, so I had to ask.
But yeah, that's what I was wondering if Ellie has confirmed anything with anybody, period, if anything's been verified. Like if law enforcement has put out a statement. Yeah, that's what I was looking, an hour. So I was curious why law enforcement hasn't, at least so, like, maybe it would take some of the speculation away if law enforcement would get on and say, look, this was verified, no, we ain't verified this part yet, or, that would, maybe knock down, a few possibilities to people out here, that have their own opinions about it and stuff. I was just curious, why haven't they put that out, anything like that out?
I don't know. I find it very, no offense, especially Ratatouille, didn't mean nothing to you, but sounds like you're from this area, so please don't be offended. I just find when we're dealing with that area that
Montgomery County.
It's like they don't tell the public what's going on. Because isn't this also in the same vicinity of where Summer Wells? I mean, it's not where she was, but isn't that in the vicinity of Summer Wells?
I'm not sure how far. Let me look that up. That is away. I don't think it is, though. But let me see. Because
okay. Well, old enough. Thank you.
It depends on, I guess, what direction it goes in. Because, like, the Summer Wells, like, that place is, now I don't remember how far I said. It was 3 or 4 hours from here. And Summer Wells is, I think, 2 hours from here. So I guess it would mean the direction.
Well, I'm just saying it just seems like law enforcement in Tennessee. I'll do it that way. It seems like law enforcement in Tennessee keeps a tight lip. They don't like to come out and say, "Here's where we are." Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It looked like it said it was a new account. I apologize. We got to be careful. We've had a lot of youngins coming in here, and it's been a very busy night. So, but you're welcome to, hey, I'll take anybody that's in their 50s. Everybody's younger than me in here, so I gotta get a few more in here that are around my age. Come on.
It's 4 hours and 25 minutes from.
Okay, so to me that would be a close, No, I don't have anything against cartoon characters. It's just been the kids that have been coming in. They all have cartoon. They don't have their own. I'm going to be explaining this forever. I'm going to be. Yes, Matt, I feel the same way. Unless Ellie tells us we know nothing, there are the ones with. And they don't seem to talk. They don't. It's like they don't believe in press conferences and updating the public. And hell, even Sebastian's dad said that even though he is a police officer, they wouldn't let him see whatever videos they have. And he said that. He came right out and said, I'm not privileged to see whatever they have. So it just seems like Ellie and TBI and all that, they just don't they clamp their lips shut and close the gates to the barn door, and they don't let nothing in or out. So I don't know. I don't know. They just seem like they don't discuss cases. I mean, it would be helpful, but they don't. And I noticed that when we watched Summer Wells, that none of them said, and when they would, it was just the same information
over
over
and over.
and
Kenny said
over, and
that
it's like nothing new.
that about Tennessee. He doesn't feel like Tennessee investigates the way that a lot of other states do.
Okay, so it was east, and then this one is where? West?
Yeah, maybe
South?
west. I'm not
Maybe
familiar
west,
with
'cause she
southeast,
was east,
northwest,
so
however it goes.
I'm not either. I'm just trying to
I just
navigate, but well, I know, and then and like I said, I was pretty. Henderson is right outside of Nashville.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're closer to. All right, I see. But again, they that maybe that works for them. Maybe they're not used to having, you know, TV crews coming to find out what they're, how you doing your job, what you're doing with your job, what you explain to us. They may not, that may just not be their cup of tea, and I'm not judging them. I'm not saying they're doing anything wrong. I'm just saying they don't seem to talk to us.
Well,
they don't tell the public
and
anything.
I know they don't owe us. I mean, we're just
No, you're right.
But it would help. It would help because they know there's a lot of people out here that care about these children and other, even grown people when they go missing. There's people out here that care, and I feel like they should say something because they know all the speculation that's going on. All of that. They know, you know what I mean? I know they see what's going on out here. And I just feel like, why haven't they put out, like, because to me, it makes me wonder, are they holding something back is why they're not releasing? Do they feel like they're on to something, so they're not releasing no information at all?
Well, I think they're dotting their I's, crossing their T's, double check, triple check, because if they mess it up, they only get one shot at it.
Yeah, you only get one.
So if they come out and say, "Oh, we think this," and then something go, "Uh-oh, we were,
yeah,
then if they have somebody, they'll turn around and say, "Well, you said, so now you want to say this." So I think they play the card that they just don't share with us. Somebody send this to Denise. This is how you do it instead of making people sick when they watch you.
Bothering me.
Oh, please. Yeah, this is how you do it, Denise. Middle? Oh, okay.
Yes, it is. It's where Summer Wells. Yes.
Oh, I believe that 136,000 million% that town is, and we'll never know what happened to that little girl. I think they know, but we will never know. They will bury that so far. Still make sure nobody remembers her name, and that's sad. That's sad. And the only way that she could maybe get justice and hand to God is if one of her brothers gets old enough and can step forward and say, "I want people to know what happened to my sister." It's going to be years down the road, but I think that's the only.
You think that's how it's going to come out?
I think that's the only way we'll ever find the truth of what happened to his sister. I think one of those boys is going to have to come out when they're old enough and say, "You're going to tell the truth. You're going to tell what happened to my sister." And I think that's the only way we'll ever find out what happened to her. Not to change the subject, but I'm trying to help Austin here. He has asked twice what we thought about the ship hitting the bridge. And then he came and asked Danny.
I think it's sad.
It's very sad. And pretty much, Austin, it's nobody's fault. It was an accident. The ship, for some reason, lost power not once but twice. The captain couldn't steer it. There was nothing he could do. It's not like he can yell out a window and go, "I'm coming at you guys! Get off the bridge!" There's no. He couldn't have communicated to anybody. They may have been watching, going, "What the hell's that idiot doing? What were they going to do? Jump?" I mean, you're kind of between a rock and a hard place. So to me, it's just a horrific accident, and it's nobody's fault for whatever the ship malfunction. And now we're just praying for the souls and the families because that's all we can do now.
That's all we can. Hawkins County is known to be corrupt. I think that is why nothing's been done about it. Yeah.
I have heard that there's been other. I'm just gonna say it that way. There's been others that have gone missing from that area that they've never found or talked about. So I can see.
There's a lot of places like that. Listen, I couldn't tell you up here on Nebo Mountain. I couldn't tell you how many right up the road here. How many people are probably buried out there?
Hey, I'm down in Alabama, and let me tell you that's what do they call it down here? The good old boy state. That's all I'm gonna say. That I've heard that 1,000 times since I moved here. It's the good old boy state. So you guys aren't telling me anything I haven't heard. What do you mean by nothing has been dead? I'm not disagreeing, just curious. Okay, wait a minute, Danny, you're flying. Okay, see that Ratatouille said, sadly, I think Ellie knows that poor Sebastian is no longer with us, so it's recovery at this point. Then Danny comes in, what do you mean by nothing has been dead? I am not disagreeing, just curious. Do you think they failed in the investigation or outright lied? Done, not deaf. Now we got done and deaf. Deaf and dead are flying around here.
Wait, what's she talking? Nothing.
I think she means, do you mean that by nothing was done or has been done? Are you talking about Sebastian? Or are you talking about
I think she's talking about Summer.
Because we have 19 different cases and a ship going on all at once.
Summer inadvertently saved her brothers.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Yes,
Amen to that.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Okay, Summer.
Bless that baby. Summer.
Yeah. I think
Summer.
Oh, right. Forgive me, but I'm going to say I think that she was traded for
something. Yeah.
I think that something was owed to somebody that they didn't have because somebody used the product instead of selling it. Let's just say it that way. And they came a calling, and she was collateral.
Yeah, yes, Hawkins County shut that case down.
Yes,
listen, that sheriff is corrupt as hell. A lot of them are. A lot. It's all corrupt, okay? It's corrupt. Listen, I'll take you for a visit down that area. Let you see it.
I almost said yes. Sheriff Jolly's a bad guy. I remember. No, Sheriff Jolly's with Miss Bait, not Summer. Oh, I'm embarrassed that I went there.
East Tennessee is the good old boys too. Yeah.
Oh my God, help me! I can't believe I did that.
It is.
Well, that's why I said, please don't get mad at me because I know Ratatouille just said he's from Tennessee. But when I look at with the biological dad, I keep wondering how in the world is he on the force? That's a big boy. And I'm not saying this to be mean, but I don't think. I hope his gun scares people because if he said he had to chase somebody, I don't think he'd catch him.
No, I think he works inside as a corrections officer, I believe.
Oh, I thought they said he was okay. Maybe I misunderstood because I kept trying to picture him. You couldn't get nobody down a hall. God, I'm going to hell in a handbasket.
Okay, baby, I'll be off in just a second.
I am going to hell in a handbasket. I am sorry.
The Hawkins County Sheriff has lots of skeletons in closet. Just saying.
I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it in a million years.
Yep.
And for Dawn to be out running around, there's got to be some connection with that sheriff and Dawn. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Yep. Well, all right, y'all. I stayed up past my bedtime.
Oh!
Oh my gosh. Ratatouille, I really appreciate you coming in chat, and maybe you have, you can know, like, Ratatouille's like quick, I guess, is what I'm saying on like the answers to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's amazing. You have
And he knows the area, so it makes
Yeah.
it easier to have somebody that knows the area and can say,
Ratatouille, are you more toward Nashville or toward Knoxville? If you don't care if I ask, you ain't got to say if you don't want to. I have a hair wrapped around it. That's why it keeps itching. Okay. I don't like this thing.
"Oh, there was one that was kidnapped before, and another blonde little girl. Oh, we never heard about her story."
Yep.
Danny says, "Oh, she loves us. She really loves us."
I really do love y'all. Maybe this weekend, he'll do the skit. I'll try to get him. He wants to make it good. I don't know what all he's got planned. Well, I kind of do it a little bit. Let's just say, it's he's gonna be D. I'll just say that. And y'all know who Big D is.
Oh, the one Danny watches?
Yeah, what I just did. Don't say no
Please
more.
don't do that again.
Don't say no more.
I'm not, but don't do that again because I can't. Anyway, he went on to say that the sheriff's brother found the other little girl.
He definitely can't run a 10-minute
No,
mile.
Sebastian's dad can't run a mile. I don't think he could run half a
Found.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, Ratatouille. Yeah. Okay, y'all. Well, I better get off here before I get in trouble. It's past my
Okay.
bedtime. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Ratatouille, please come back and see us. Come
Please,
back.
and I promise I won't. I just
We're
have to
not-
ask once.
We're not bad people or anything. Come back and see us, and don't never be afraid to come chat. We love
Yeah,
everybody.
we don't bite. I bark a little, but I don't bite.
Where's that I didn't have yesterday? Okay, y'all, make sure you go over there and watch Carl's video. I think Dawn, I'm going to do it too when I get off, was doing deals with the sheriff and had some dirt on him.
Where are you seeing that? What happened?
That's a
I
good
didn't see that.
opinion.
Where is that at? I'm stuck. What the hell?
It just scrolled by.
I'm stuck. Oh, okay. Well, I hit the thing to
so
leave.
you're right here with me. I'm in Blount County, so you're just right up the road. I gotta go to Knoxville tomorrow. Okay, well, I love y'all, and I
Thanks
hope
for
everyone
having me
has a good
up.
night. Remember, positive thoughts. If you have any negative, do your best, turn it to positive. I love y'all. Sweet dreams.
Night.
Please hit the like button if you haven't, or if you want to. I don't force you, but it'd be nice. All right. Sweet dreams.
Bye.
And remember, the video that I played was Sweetie Pilo's, y'all. So credit to her for that, and I appreciate her for letting me share them. She is like early 20s now, and the man who kidnapped her. Oh, wow. Ugh. Okay, good night. I love y'all. We'll discuss more on this tomorrow. And I also have another story I wanted to share tonight. I didn't get to it. I'll share it tomorrow. I apologize. I love y'all.